Okay, we are going to do notes for 11.1 and 11.2. The next two sections we're doing is all about just equations of area, okay? So it's using the equations. On Monday, you're going to have, I gave you 2 worksheets today, so you have today and tomorrow for 2 worksheets. Make sense? On Monday and Tuesday, you will have online practice based on these 2 worksheets. Am I clear with everyone? So that's when the sub is here. You will be working on those. I am leaving instructions for the sub to tell me if anybody tells me their computer is not charged. And I will be assigning detentions on Wednesday if you come in with a computer not charged on Monday and Tuesday. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the area of a rectangle? What? Length times width. You know that, right?
No.
That's also the area of a square, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's a little picture there that says length and width. Could I say base times height?
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, there's a reason I'm doing base times height, because as we move to the next one, we're going to use bases and heights. So we already knew that the area of a rectangle was base times height, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
That's not new. So I want...
Okay, so she's not gonna be here in IP. That's why.
Okay, that is why. Okay, so this is a parallelogram, right? Look at this picture on the side right here, where I'm circling. If I take this shaded triangle and I cut it off, and I move it over to this side, I get this shape. What shape is that?
That's a cool.
It's a circle.
It's a rectangle. Why can't I say it's a square?
We don't know if it is.
Because I don't know if everything is. Every square is a rectangle. Is every rectangle a square?
No.
No. So I can say it's a rectangle, but I can't say it's a square. But since I can say it's a rectangle, my area is just base times height. Now, if I'm abbreviating it, I say A is BH. What does BH mean? Base times height. Again, I can't say it's a square because there's no measurements there, can I? So then the next one is a triangle. See all the different triangles I have here? I have a right triangle, and the base and the height are the two legs, and we've talked about that before, right? I have a triangle with the height in the middle, and I also have a triangle with the height on the outside. But what do you notice the height and the base make in every single one of these?
Right angle.
A right angle. So that's how you know it's the height. Okay? So what is the height? What is the area of a triangle?
Base times height divided by 2.
Base times height divided by 2, or I always say 1/2 base times height. Is it the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because I can divide something by 2 before I multiply it and make my math easier, can't I? Or I can just put 1/2 BH, or you could put BH divided by 2. So these are all formulas we've used before. We probably haven't used a parallelogram one, but is it the same as a rectangle? Yes. Mason, put your head up. Why is the area of a parallelogram the same as the area of a rectangle? Because if I cut off and move that edge, it would make a rectangle, correct? Okay, so we're going to go to your 11.2. We're going to come back to examples, but we're going to go to your 11.2 and get your formulas first, okay? So these are ones you probably haven't used before. We have trapezoid, rhombus, and kite. Okay, so here is my trapezoid. A nice little, we have 2 bases, correct? But the difference between a trapezoid and a parallelogram is the parallelogram, the bases are the same, aren't they? A trapezoid is not. So my area here is, I didn't put A's on this one, sorry. So 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2. Make sense? Everything on 11.1, I am not giving you your areas for. Everything on 2, I will give you the formulas. Understand? I will give you the formulas on 11.2 for the trapezoid, the kite, and the rhombus. I will not give them to you for the rectangle, parallelogram, or triangle. Fair? Because you should know the other 3, correct? Now, I still encourage you to write this every time you use it, because if you write it every time you use it, are you going to know it better and be able to fill it in better? Yeah. Okay, now we have a kite. We know that 2 kites, they intersect at a what angle? A 90-degree angle. You might want to put that there, because it was there. It just didn't show up in the copy. I'm sorry about that.
I can definitely see the outline.
Can you see it? Okay, and then we have a diagonal 1 and a diagonal 2. See that? So the area for this is 1/2 times diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. That's it. Not very hard, is it? Now I got a rhombus. And I want you to look at the kite and the rhombus. Do they have 2 diagonals, yes?
Mm-hmm.
The 2 diagonals meet at a
30-degree.
90 degree. We do know that a rhombus, all of these outsides are the same, but we also know that all of the insides are also what?
The same.
The same. And on the kite, we know that the center diagonal is bisected, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
On a kite, not the long one, but the short one is bisected.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have this, but aren't these really similar? Aren't they? Like a rhombus is just a kite with like that end pushed up, isn't it?
Yeah.
So guess what?
Same thing.
The same thing. So 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So you have 6 area formulas. That's what you're going to be using today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. These 6.
Sounds like so much fun.
Okay, let's go back to 11.1 and do some examples and just work on examples. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is identify the shape that you were given. So what shape? Parallelogram. So that is area equals base times height.
15 times 8.
So the height is 8. The width is 15. Does it matter if I say 15 times 8 or 8 times 15? No. Okay, so 5 times 8 is 40. Carry a 4. 8 plus 4 is 120. And I always need to put a label, yes? Inches, what? Squared. So that was really quick, but I don't know how to slow that down anymore. Do I need to think of another word?
Mm-hmm.
Words? No? Questions? Concerns?
Nope.
Next shape.
Triangle.
Triangles. So area equals 1/2 base times height. So 1/2. What's the base? 12. And the height is 4. How do you know 4 is the height?
Because it's going up and down.
And it makes a what with the base?
Right angle.
Right angle with the base. Does it matter if I put 12 or 4 first when I'm multiplying?
No.
No. What's half of 12?
6.
6. So 6 times 4 is
24.
24. There are no units there, so you must put a U squared. You good? Okay, now this is about the hardest I can make these. I can't make it much harder, can I? What do I got here? No, that is not a parallelogram.
It's a triangle and a rectangle.
It is a triangle and a rectangle, because I can take this and go right here, can't I? So I'm going to take the area of the rectangle and add the area of the triangle. So I always write a plan. So area is going to equal base times height, area of the rectangle, plus 1/2 the base times the height. So rectangle plus triangle, correct? Okay, so we need to figure out some things about this triangle. What is the base? How long? 9, because this is 9 down here, it comes up, and this is 9. But I also need the height, don't I? 4. How did you get 4?
Take 10 minus 6.
You took 10, which is the height of the whole thing, and 6, which is the height of the rectangle, and 10 minus 6 is 4. Good job, guys. So now do I have everything I need? Okay. So the base of the rectangle is 9 times the height?
10.
No.
6.
6, just of the rectangle. See that, Brian?
Yeah.
6 plus 1/2 the base of the triangle, 9. The height of the triangle, 4. So last time I'm going to check, 9 times 6 is 54. Half of 9 isn't going to be too pretty, but I could do it, right? But wouldn't it be easier to take half of 4,
Yeah.
which is 2, and 2 times 9 is 18. I put equals, and these should be pluses, shouldn't they? So 54 plus 18, 60, 72. You guys agree? And I have to put units squared. What about the next one? I have a rectangle, and, well, let's be correct with it and say 2 rectangles, because I don't know if it's a square, right? There's nothing right now that tells me a square. So that means I'm going to take base times height plus what? Base times height. Making a plan, then I can just fill it in. So we got the base of this top rectangle. We need the height. How am I going to figure out that height? 8 is the whole thing. 5 is part of it, so it is 3. So is it a square?
No.
No, it's 2 rectangles, isn't it? Okay, which one do you want to do? The little one or the big one first? Little? So base is 4, height is 3, plus base
6
times
5.
5. And we're going too fast for anybody.
Actually, I got the problem done, Mason.
So this one has units this time, so it's 42 what?
Centimeters squared.
Centimeters squared. Okay, we are not going to do the last example, this one. Okay, we are going to do this one. And I'm going to have you draw the height like this. Wait, wrong one. Wrong height. How did I do the last one? Oh, never mind. Okay, we need to figure out the height of this triangle, don't we? Okay, we just had a picture. It's going to be kind of hard. First of all, I need the area of this out here
So
and this.
that's
How am I going to do that?
8 plus
8.
No. How am I going to find the area of all this stuff?
8 times 4.
What are you doing?
Multiplying more distances.
So he's finding. So give me some words. I found the area of this and do what with them? Not. I don't want numbers. Like, what's our plan? Like this one, we said we're going to take the area of a triangle and add it to the area of a rectangle. And here we're going to take an area of a rectangle and add it to an area of a rectangle. So I want only the shaded area this time. Am I going to add?
Yeah.
I am.
Add the left and the
No.
No, I'm not going to add. I'm going to what?
Subtract.
I'm going to subtract. I have an area of a rectangle, and I'm going to subtract the area of the what? Triangle. So my plan is going to be base times height minus 1/2 base times height. Do you see that? No, wait a second. We have everything we need but the what of the triangle? The height. We have 6 as the base, don't we? Now, if you look at the front, heights can be legs, inside, or what?
Outside.
Outside. So if 6 is my base, my height has to come from the top, doesn't it? And make a right angle. So what is this height?
4.
It's 4, isn't it? Now, you can't really, I don't know, can you tell that I'm drawing this right here? Can you tell that? Right? Can you see that?
Not really.
Right here,
Dude, just came out.
trying to get something narrower. If I draw a straight line down here, I can get the height. Can you see it there now? Thank you, Andrea. Okay, so that is 4. And how do I know it's 4? Because this 4 over here comes right over to it, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, what is the base of the rectangle?
8.
Be careful. 8 plus 6. So it's 14. What is the height of the rectangle? 4. And we have 1/2. And what is the base of the triangle?
6.
6. What is the height of the triangle? 4. So let's see. 4 times 4 is 16. Carry 1, 56. Is that what you guys get? You want to take half of 6 or half of 4? Okay, half of 6 is
3.
3. And 3 times 4 is
12.
12. And I keep putting an equal sign in there. So it's 56 minus 12. So it's 44 units squared. So sometimes we're going to have to add 2 areas together, and sometimes we're going to have to subtract, aren't we? Imagine that. That's the only way I can make it harder. Okay. So next, 11-2.
Why'd they add decimals?
Cayenne, turn the page. Everyone turn the page? Okay, what shape do I have?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. So the area of a trapezoid is 1/2. The height, base 1 plus base 2. Do I have all the information I need? Do I have base 1, base 2? Do I have the height? Remember, height always makes it what kind of angle?
Triangle.
Right angle. So I just plug it in. So 1/2 and 5.8 and 6 plus 3.6. Well, we can do some of this, right? So let's divide 5.8 by 2. So 2 goes into 5 how many times?
2.
2. Carry a 1. 2 goes into 18 how many times? 9. So it's 2.9. And I'm pretty sure we can add 6 to 3.6. How about you?
9.6.
9.6. And right now would be appropriate to use a calculator, and I'm going to tell you the answer is 27.84. And that is not rounded. Oops. Guys, tell me if I need to move up. Sorry. And this one units is meters squared. So throwing in a decimal really didn't make it that much worse, did it? Cooper, please quit putting it up and down. One is already broken. You've changed the height several times today. Just leave it
Have been.
alone. Okay. What is this shape?
Rhombus.
Rhombus. Okay. So a rhombus is 1/2 diagonal times diagonal. Now wait a second though.
No, you gotta take the half.
9 is here.
Huh?
So what's the whole? 18? Because they're both 9. That's what it looks like to me. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So 18.
Shouldn't it just end up being?
And what's this?
44.
144. No, not 144. Add 24. Somebody said 144 and I picked up on it. Okay.
It was
I didn't say anything.
Which one do you want to take? I want to take half of 18. How about you?
Yes.
Sure.
Half of 18 would be what?
9.
9. So I have 9 times 24. Okay, so 9 times 4 is 36. So 6, carry a 3. 18 plus 3 is 21. And meters squared. Now, Cayenne just took... Did you take 1/2 of 9 times 12?
Yeah.
Okay, yours won't be, you can't just multiply by 2 because it's,
I know what it is.
okay, you've got it? Okay, so does everyone understand why we had to take 9 plus 9 on this one? You see that?
I mean, you could do that and then just times 2.
No, it won't work.
I got 2 6 here.
I'll have to look at it and see exactly what you did. Okay, questions? Concerns? My advice is just use the formula. Okay, what shape is this?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid. So my formula is, what's my area?
Of
Half the base.
Half
half of height.
height.
Base height times base.
Isn't it base plus base?
Yeah.
Base height.
Okay.
Yep, I love you.
It's important to know when you're multiplying and when you add bases, yes?
So,
Add the bases. Okay, what's the height? This is actually called a right trapezoid. Why is it called a right trapezoid? It has right angles. So half of what?
4
4.
is 2.
Well, just half of 4. And bases are 8 plus 6. So half of 4 is 2. And 8 plus 6 is,
14.
so it is 28 units squared.
Yeah.
Next one is a what?
Height.
Kite. So its formula is what?
Half times that time.
I think that's what Brian is trying to say. 1/2 diagonal times diagonal.
That thing.
Stop. You are just being over. Just stop. You're being extra. Okay. Now, I have one diagonal and it is 6, correct? What is the other diagonal?
14.
14. How do you know it's 14?
There's a lot at the
Because it has, just because it's marked at the bottom doesn't mean it's, I could do a diagonal right here and it'd be what?
14.
14. So I have 1/2, 14 times 6. So half of 14 is,
7.
and 7 times 6 is,
42.
Being extra.
I knew the answer. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Sure you do.
I do.
okay, you guys, stop. You 3 are so distracting. Please stop. Okay, are we ready to move on?
Uh-huh.
Okay, next one. What do we have?
Rhombus.
A rhombus. So a rhombus is 1/2 diagonal times diagonal. So 1/2. And what are my diagonals?
30 and 40.
You guys agree with 30 and 40?
60.
60 and 80.
I didn't add them up.
So it's 60 and 80. I'm going to take half of 60 or half of 80.
Half of 60.
Okay, half of 60 is
30.
30. So 3 times 8 is 24, and add 2 zeros. So 2,400
Millimeters.
meters squared. One last one. Now, these meet at a what angle?
Right.
Right angle. We need this, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
We do know that both of these are bisected equally. Do I not have a right triangle right here? So how can I find a leg of a right triangle?
Math.
Pythagorean theorem. So it's c squared equals
B squared.
b squared plus a squared.
Yeah.
And I'm going to subtract over 12 squared, right? So what is 13 squared? 169 minus 144 equals x squared. So 25 equals x squared. So what do I do now? Square root both sides. So x is what?
X.
X is 5. Remember, it's plus or minus 5, but it's only 5 because it's in length, right?
Yeah.
So this is 5, and the other side is
5.
5. So area equals 1/2. We're finishing. Sit down. Sit down, Mason. Ryan. What's one diagonal? 10. What's the other?
12.
No, it's 18. Do not move.
What?
Let's do half of 18. You get what? 9. And so it is 90 units squared.
Squared.
Okay, so remember Monday, you'll have online practice. It will be posted.